especially for Black people or like Black women. They're scared to go places. The app that I built was an AI learning app to help kids, and then I sold it to Ministry of Education and another company. They bought the IP, they bought the code. That's how I helped fund my cafe. So, hi, my name is Sharon. I'm 26 years old and I'm running a cafe in South Korea, Itaewon. It's Meadow Cafe. I'm originally from America. I grew up in Chicago until I was 12, and I moved to Korea about 4 years ago. My family is Kenyan. I sell 100% Kenyan coffee beans imported from Kenya from my farm. And I came to Korea to study at the beginning and then working as a teacher for 2 years. And then I decided to open a cafe because it was always my dream to own a cafe and run a business.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Oh yeah, I'm Sharon and I'm the owner of Meadow Cafe in Itaewon.
Why Meadow?
Meadow, because this place was a plant shop before and it just looks very naturey and I feel like it resembles my vibe. I always grew up around plants and nature. And I wanted to like give it a really cute name, and Meadow is just like relaxing, calm, and I feel like it suits the space, so I've gone with Meadow.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, like, you have a cute dog here, Coco.
Yeah.
Coco has been disturbing me, like, this whole time. Not disturbing me per se, but like, he likes people, type of thing.
He's too friendly.
How long have you had Coco for?
Almost a year now, about a year, yeah.
Why coffee shops? In Korea, you have like a lot of chicken places. You have like a lot of
cafes.
Like cafes and whatnot.
Well, I grew up with coffee. My family owns a coffee bean farm in Kenya, and I really love coffee. I've been drinking coffee since I was little. I love the cafe culture in Korea. It was like, I wanted to give a blend between a trendy, like aesthetic cafe where people just go for like pictures and like a place where you can actually sit and like relax for a long time. And I feel like that's just what I feel, and I try to make it really cozy and really relaxing and calm, and yeah.
Pretty cozy. So where did you get inspiration to like make it like this?
I think it's like a blend of like my house and a cafe. So I wanted to keep the cozy vibe, of course, so like I didn't want it to be like so neat. And I think like I'm a maximalist, but my house is even crazier than this. So I wanted to keep it as like kind of like that industrial meets like nature kind of vibe.
You have a lot of districts in Seoul, like Gangnam and Hongdae, Shincheon, and all those places. Why Itaewon?
Itaewon is like a good mix of Korean meets like the West. I feel like there's already so many international businesses here, or like foreigner business owners here. It's like Itaewon has always been my favorite place in Seoul. When people come to Itaewon, they come to like socialize. It's very like community based in Itaewon, whereas like Gangnam or like Seongsu or something, people either just go for like the aesthetics or they're working. It's not really like a personal place. It's not like a get to know you place or like talking. It wouldn't have been personal, I don't think. I feel like Itaewon is like the place where people come to like talk with people.
Awesome, yeah. And it's like the Americanness in you, like wants to like have that small talk.
Yeah, it's like really important to me. So if it was like a bar or club, then it's different. But when you come to like a coffee shop or like a more intimate place, it's really comfortable, and like I like hearing other people's stories. Yeah,
that's beautiful. I mean, like now, like our audience is actually like listening to your story. Yeah. And where are you from?
I was in Chicago until I was like 12 years old, and then I actually moved to India because my parents travel for work. So we've been traveling since I was 12 until now, I guess. Until now, I haven't been back to America like long term since then. Yeah.
So you came all the way from India to?
I was in India for 4 years, Berlin for a year, and Stockholm for 3 years, and then I came here.
How hard is the process of like opening a business in Korea as a foreigner?
I would say the visa was the hardest part. If you can get an F visa, then that's easy. You just have to be really prepared for people to like not take you seriously. I think like especially with the tax offices and stuff, they don't take foreigners seriously, and I think because I was young, they were trying to like tax me and like trick me into doing a lot of things, especially even with finding like places, like locations and stuff. They'll really try to trick you. So I think that's the hardest part, is like people underestimating you just because you're a foreigner. So yeah, I think that's the hard part, just finding an area that suits you and like welcomes you, because you don't want to feel like everybody hates you in that area. It's gonna be hard. So yeah.
You touched a little bit about like the visa challenges and all that. So like how we would like navigate through that. Originally, like why did you come here? Like why did you come to Korea?
I was studying before, and then I studied for almost a year, and then when I graduated, I was teaching for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then last year, while I was still teaching full time, I just knew I had to quit. I just knew it wasn't for me. And then I had to kind of make that decision, like if I was gonna stay or leave. And I chose to stay just because I'm so comfortable here. I have my dog. And then I was like, okay, but what's a way that I can do it? Because I also didn't want to be one of those people that just get married for a visa. I wanted to do it on my own. Because I think the first time I went to the immigration, they were just like, oh, you just want a visa? Like, no. But for me, it's like I had to really prove myself, like, no, I'm like gonna be here. I'm gonna pay my taxes. I'm gonna be a working citizen. I built my app and I sold it, and I was really.
You just casually just brushed that off. We're gonna talk about the app.
Yeah, okay.
What happened? Wait, so like, what did you study?
So I studied IT and project management. So within that, I learned how to code because we had to understand coders and everything like that. So they made sure that we learned how to code, just simple things. And then when I did the Oasis program, there was a lot of benefits if you actually made a technology project. So at first I thought, I was like, okay, that's one thing I can do, and then I could put the cafe on the back burner. The app that I built was an AI learning app to help kids that couldn't afford going to like Hagwons or something, because Hagwons are really expensive. So kids that couldn't afford like going to Hagwons, it's like an AI avatar that would help you learn English like while you're studying, and like emotionally support while you're just like learning on the computer. So that's what I designed it, and then I sold it to the Ministry of Education and another company, and they bought the IP, they bought the code, and that's how it actually helped me because it helped fund my cafe. So I think I mostly asked for letter of recommendation. When you're getting a visa or like long-term visas like F visas or D visas, if you get a letter of recommendation, it just like shoots you over the top. So I begged for that letter of recommendation.
What was the biggest cultural differences you felt when dealing with Korean landlords, customers, all that stuff?
I think actually, I didn't feel that much cultural difference. My parents are Kenyan. I grew up very Kenyan. So I think if I grew up very Americanized, it would be different. I feel like African culture and Korean culture is so similar in like the way of honorifics and respect and talking with people. The only things that I struggled with is like, since I've come to Korea, I was always the lowest person in the room. I've never been like the boss or anything. So it's kind of strange, like once you're dealing with like a lot of money and like you're buying a shop, the amount of respect like changes instantly.
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like so different. I feel like when I wasn't serious, or like when they didn't think I was serious, like a lot of realtors and stuff, they would like kind of brush me off. Then when I actually show up with the money, they're like, oh, okay, like you have it. And then they start treating me like a boss or like it's somebody really important. Culture-wise, Koreans don't like to talk that much, I think, to strangers. And I think once they like see, like I've talked with other customers, or I talk with people that ask me questions, or like I'm willing to have like longer conversations, they're really surprised by that. And I thought that was kind of interesting, because I do feel like in a lot of cafes or like restaurants, they're not really designed to be like welcoming. Like it's kind of just like you drink your coffee and you leave. I notice like Korean customers that are like actually like, oh, like we can stay here and like it's comfortable and like we can talk with her. I think they're really shocked. So I think I like it. I think it's nice.
Have you faced any unique experiences as a Black woman being a business owner here in Korea?
I think it's like just that shock factor, I think. Like in Itaewon, it's a little bit less just because there is so many foreigners running businesses here. A lot of people don't think I'm the owner. Like when people come in, they just think I'm an employee working here or something. So when they actually find out I own the shop, they're like, oh, you're so young, or like you're a woman, like how are you doing this? So I think that's the hardest part, is like getting people to like understand like I can do this by myself and like I can do it. And then with being Black, I think people were scared of me at first. I think they were nervous to come in. That part was a little bit hard, like getting used to like the fact that people are just gonna stare at me through the window and just be like, do we go inside or do we not go inside? So, but I think like once I've been here for so many months now, like people go, the more people that walk past are like, oh, okay, it's like cozy in here, like we can come inside. But definitely at the beginning, it was just people staring through the window, and I was like,
to be honest, like I don't want to bring Japan like into the picture, but like, you know, having been to Tokyo multiple times, it's like it's so common to see foreigners of different races, different colors, working at restaurants, but like really like the most random places.
Yeah.
And like it's so normal. But like in Korea, it's like
it's weird.
Yeah, no, for real.
Like for them, they think it's so weird.
But I guess like it's hard to like see any foreigner even work like at a convenience store, like even like at a restaurant. So
yeah, I think it's becoming more and more common. Like nowadays, I see some foreigners that like see you or something. But yeah, unless it's like a foreign restaurant or like something like that, like a Mexican restaurant or like a South African restaurant, then people are okay with foreigners working there. But I feel like if it's like an average place place, like a cafe or like a grocery store or something, there's no foreigners.
No.
Like they don't even want to hire them, I think. So I don't know why. I really don't understand why. Because I feel like in that regard, Japan is more advanced than Korea.
It's like years ahead, yeah.
Which is so weird because I felt like the first time I went to Japan, I felt like it was like very racist. I thought it was like walking down the street. But then like when I saw so many people are working there, I'm like, it's so weird to me. Like in Korea, I don't feel like it's racist at all. Like if I'm walking around and stuff, I don't feel weird. But then there's nobody working. But then in Japan, it's like opposite. I don't know what it is. It's like weird to me. So yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. And so, how do Koreans react when they find out, like you're the cafe owner?
I think they're just surprised. And then some of them, I think, especially older ones, they like to test me on my Korean. They'll like just start speed running through Korean, and I'm just like, I can understand you. It's just gonna take me a minute to respond. And then when I do respond, they're like, oh wow, then you are the owner. It's like a test. But younger ones, I think like they're really surprised, and I think they're happy for me. They're like, oh wow, like you did it. Like, or they ask me like my age, because I think in Korea age is just the biggest thing. So I think like I'm 26. So when I opened, I was 25, and then that was like really shocking for them. I think like being a foreigner and then being 25, they're like, what, you did it? Like, how did you do that? Like, when did you come to Korea? And then I explained, I've been in Korea since I was 22. So it's been a while.
Much like in Korea, to be honest. Usually, I think the average age like own a business in Korea, even for Koreans, is like in their 30s.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What is something, like Korean customers expect that surprises you?
Like how I said earlier, like they don't expect people to be like welcoming or like talkative. So like I like to crack jokes if like someone like does something silly, I laugh, or like I listen to them. So I think they don't expect that. I feel like most like coffee shops, especially if you're doing like to go or something quick, you don't really have that like interaction with the workers. So I think they don't expect that, or they expect like a lot of like coldness, I think, especially maybe because I'm a foreigner, I think. They don't expect me to be like welcoming to them. So I think that's the thing that shocked me the most is like, I think everyone's nice. I feel like everyone should treat everybody the same. But in their mind, I feel like they're like, oh, she's only gonna be welcoming to foreigners, or like, oh, she's only gonna talk to other people. I don't think they expect that like connection.
Like a couple of days back, 2 days ago, I was talking with my friend where I tried going to a cafe, and then like, this random Korean American, back then I didn't know she was Korean American, and she just came up to us and she's like, do you guys by chance, know any spot around to go blah, 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 blah. I was a little bit taken aback because you don't usually have people like approaching you like on the street. She wasn't holding like a camera for like an interview, because like I do street interviews, and so it's like, okay, you know what I'm doing. She wasn't about that, and she actually came down. We showed her, we spoke to her and like and all that, and I was telling my friend like later on, I was like, I do not like myself for feeling that way. Like when she actually like approached me, I'm like, she wasn't even pointing a gun at me. Like, Lord, I should listen to her. This is good. It's amazing. It's great. Like, it's not too sweet. It's not like very overpowering. What is it?
It's a chocolate chip cookie, and they're basically, it's a New York style cookie. So I make them really big and chunky, and then it's gonna cook when it bakes. It like crispy on the outside and the chewiness. Because I feel like most cookies in Korea are like very thin and like crispy. They're not like the soft, chewy American style cookies. So that's how I make them.
No, like you just like really, really good. I had a bite. I was like, Lord, I'm not I don't have like sweet tooth, but yeah, this is good. What's one thing that is easier in Korea, and what's one thing that is hard in terms of like owning a business as a foreigner?
I think easier is it's way cheaper. I think than America. It's very direct, I think. There's not a lot of loopholes. Taxes in Korea are very like straightforward. I think that's what makes it cheaper too. Where like in America, I think taxes are like scary. Taxes are very scary in America. And I think most people, like nobody knows how to do taxes. And I think one thing that's hard is language. Because you know how Korean has like seven levels of language basically. So like the way of writing and the way of business is very different than the way of talking. Even if you're talking formally, like actually filling out documents and stuff is so much different. The vocabulary is very different. So I didn't study all the way to like fluent. So I didn't know it was that extreme of a difference. So when I was like filling out forms and writing and everything, I like messed up a lot.
Owning the business in Korea, like how has this experience changed you, and also changed the way you see Korea in general?
I think No, like how you said, like I had to grow a thick skin. I think I used to be very trusting. I think now I'm a little bit more paranoid of people. I feel like I'm really paranoid, and I know I shouldn't be as paranoid anymore. And I kind of get scared when people like offer so much help like willingly, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like I'm really cautious of people now, just because of how many times like people have just like went up like under me and like swooped over me. So I think that changed me a lot, but it did help. Like now I'm more direct with what I want, and like I'm not afraid to confront, and that helped a lot. But yeah, I'm definitely very paranoid. So, yeah.
So what's next for you and your cafe, Meadow?
I think for me, I definitely want to expand. I want to start selling my coffee beans. I think I didn't expect people to actually love my coffee as much as they do, and it's my family's coffee. So I really love that, and I love like when people come in, they're like, can I buy some beans? Like, can I buy some? And I'm like, really? You love it that much? But I definitely want to do that, and I wanted to do more cookies because I didn't realize also that people love my cookies that much.
What are you saying? You're good.
I think it's just like my own thing. It's like just building my own confidence. So I definitely want to expand on that and keep growing and keep building a community. Maybe doing more events. It's like I want people to feel welcome here. So like I think that's the most important part for me. And if I have to go to like another location, but I think just as long as I keep that community base, that's like the most important part. That's like the part that makes me the most happy is when people stay and enjoy and talk with me. I love it, and I like that people feel comfortable here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh no, like it's actually like a very comforting, like environment,
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that, and I love building a community, and I like that people have somewhere to go and feel comfortable. Yeah, like I like taking care of people, so I think that's where I get my fill. Like that's the most fulfilling part, is that like people really love and appreciate here. So yeah,
beautiful.
Just keep growing that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you were able to, you're able to achieve that. And what should people know before taking like that big leap? In terms of like starting a business or like just coming to Korea in general.
I think before you come into Korea, I don't know if there's anything you should know, but I think like you should feel very welcomed. Like I think a lot of, especially for Black people or like Black women, they're scared to go places. And I feel like that mindset makes you have a bad experience. But if you already feel like it's gonna be fine, you're positive, I feel like feeling welcome is like an inside thing. You have to put yourself out there. You have to make yourself warm and like open to things. So I think if you have that already inside, you feel welcome anywhere. And I think that's part of what I learned like moving so much, is that like as long as I'm comfortable with me, I show people that I'm comfortable with me and I make people comfortable, then anywhere is easy. Anywhere is easy. Korea, Japan, India is easy. So I think that's the most important part. Before you come to Korea, don't be nervous, don't expect something is gonna happen, or like people make those like horror story videos on TikTok or something. It's not always like that. It's not always like that. So I think that's the important thing to feel, is like make sure you're confident. Don't think of all the negative things that you see online. And I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Is your cafe profitable?
Profitable? Right now, yes. I think at the beginning when I was not open every day because I was too nervous to quit my other job. I was too nervous. Then it wasn't really profitable. But now, yes. And I do think it takes time.
But Sharon, you're amazing today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And my audience, of course, I'll definitely be leaving like the address of your coffee shop. Sharon, you're amazing today. Thank you so much for sharing your story.